Good morning. Okay, so we're going to be talking about today is a lesson from Cyber Society. So we're going to be talking about technology and the impact it has on friendships. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about what friendship is, what the definition of friendship is, what you guys think friendship is. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to work in groups of 2 to 3. So we have 5 people, so it'll be one group of 2, one group of 3. I'm going to give you guys some post-it notes, and I want you to discuss with each other what you think friendship is, okay? And what we're going to do, when you have 2 to 3 post-it notes, we'll come up here and we'll put it on the poster, and then we'll discuss, and we'll see if your definitions match each other, the 2 different groups. Okay, here's some post-its for y'all. Okay, so some of the things I see up here, so what you guys have come up with for what is friendship. I see here, these two kind of go together to me. Relationship with someone you enjoy being around, someone who makes you happy, someone who's always there for you, someone who is supportive. Those go together. I see both of these. They're loyal to you, loyalty, that's part of friendship. A person that you need to talk to, so they're there for you, right? Somebody that has a desire to help you. So if you have somebody who doesn't necessarily want to help you if you need help, would you consider those a friend? Those people a friend? No. Maybe like a surface level friend, but not really like a good friend, right? Maybe somebody that you could talk to like in a social situation, but they're not necessarily your friend that would be there for you in a situation that you needed them, right? Colleague, that's an interesting one, because sometimes colleagues are friends and sometimes they're not. It really depends on places that you work, but hopefully you have a friendly relationship with everybody that you work with. And then a friend is someone you share a social relationship beyond the point of an acquaintance. So there we have that divide between acquaintance and a friend. So now we've kind of defined what friendship is. I want to talk about what the value of friendship is. What does it mean to you? The value of it. So talk to each other about what that word value means, and then talk about the value of your friendships. We know that the first 2 are not necessarily as valuable as the third one, right? The first one, we can get stuff out of those types of friendships. We don't necessarily want to treat people badly, right? But if it goes both ways, like somebody, you have a classmate that's good at math, you're good at history, and you guys help each other, and then that's like the extent of your friendship, right? But you're helping each other, and that's valuable to an extent, but probably not as valuable as the third one, right? Is technology helping us build deeper connections with people and friendships, or is it hindering that? Okay, so we're gonna look at some information. There is an article that was published by Pew. I don't know if you guys have heard that. Whenever you do different, it's like an institute that does like research. Whenever you do your school papers, you might see Pew come up sometimes. But they published this article about social networking sites in our lives. It's a really long document, okay? I'm not going to ask you to read it all. But I'm going to hand out like pieces of this to you guys, and I want you to kind of look at it together. I'm not going to ask you to do it by yourselves. And I want you to kind of look at some of the numbers and see if you can find anything that talks about friendship and the value of friendship in this information. We're going to take a little while to do this because it's a lot of information. We're not going to look at all of it, but then we're going to come back together and we're going to see what you found. Okay? So if you find a good piece of information, you can write it on a post-it note so that we have it. Okay? Okay. So we'll do this in groups, okay? So don't feel overwhelmed. I know that it's a lot. Okay, that's the whole document there, and the rest is appendices. So we'll leave this out for now. So if you want to kind of like pass those out, and there's a lot of data in there and graphs. So if you want to look for things about friendship, value of friendship, and see if you can come up with any conclusions. These are good things to think about in our personal lives, and they're important. And as this continues through time, we need to make sure that we're staying healthy, right, in our friendships. So just think about these things in your own life, and I think that will I think it will benefit you if you think about it. Okay, so so now we're gonna talk, like, we're gonna have some discussion. I know we've had some discussion, but let's look at these specific questions. Okay, number 2, do you agree with Aristotle's claim that companion friendships are essential to a good life? Can an individual only have a few of them? That was that third category. Do you think that's essential to having a good life?
Maybe not essential, but I think it'd be a large part of it. And if you did, it would most definitely help. And I think it is more important that you only have a few of them. Otherwise, it kind of depreciates the value of how close that friend is to you.
Yeah, I think that is a great statement to make, because we were talking about how valuable those friends are, and if you have a bunch of them, it depreciates that value, and you can't give as much to yourself to way more people, right? Okay. Do you guys have anything else that you want to add about friendship and technology's impact on friendship before we end? Nothing?
Well,
Oh, there you go ahead.
where you going at it?
I was just going to say, I think that we summed it up pretty well, because it's always going to come back to the both sides of it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there are good and bad things.
Yeah, I think there'll always be pros and cons, or well, I don't know how to say positive things about it and negative things about it. But people will not let that actually interfere all the way. I think that people always know the stand line of where I can use this for what it's gonna help me with, and what it's gonna hurt me with, I can stop using it. For people I don't think that they see it's gonna hurt them, they're gonna keep going into it like a relationship or something.
Yeah.
A bad relationship or anything. Like, oh, I know you're making me new friends, but I'm gonna keep coming back to social media.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank y'all. That was great.